Hey, do you wake up excited to go to work and experience life, or do you wake up dreading the day? How many people do you personally know are happy and living their passion, even making a living doing it? Well, if you're interested in discovering more about your passions and bridging the gap between passion and purpose, then this show is for you. Our guest today is Eve Wierzbicki, social media expert and founder of Dig the Dunes. She is going to share her success story and 6 social media tips to increase results. Now, before we get in the show, if you're brand new to Facebook Live and you're watching this show, I want to welcome you. Welcome to my page, welcome to my channel, and welcome to the Randy Light Experience. This is only episode 2 of the Randy Light Experience, so you're probably wondering who I am, what's going to happen today. You might even be wondering how passion, peak performance, and social media are connected. Well, those are great questions, so let me answer a couple of them. First, my name is Randy Light, and I'm a peak performance coach, and I'm a certified hypnosis instructor. For the past 10 years, I have hypnotized thousands of children and adults to break through whatever is in their way in order to be able to perform in the zone of optimal functioning, so that they could learn how to show up as their best version of themselves. I'm the author of The Essential Four and the creator of the Essential Four system. It's hypnosis combined with coaching, and it gives you everything you need to break through whatever is in your way so you can easily, confidently, and consistently manage your state, your future, and your life. Why is that important? Because in order to create peak performance, to turn your passion into purpose, make more money, become more joyful, and get better results, you must be in control of your thoughts, feelings, actions, and reactions. The Essential Four is the protocol or the system to get you from where you are to where you want to be, so you can be in a peak state whenever you want and where you want. And because I recognize and believe in the transformational power of hypnosis, at the end of each episode, you will enjoy a 4-minute hypnotic enhancer. It's a closed-eye process. It will get you relaxed and focused on the outcomes you want from the show and for your life. How does that sound? Guys, I'm super excited for our guest. We've got creative genius, Eve Wierzbicki, founder of Dig the Dunes. Hi, it's a social media platform helping you uncover hidden natural treasures in Northwest Indiana. Eve is also a social media manager, and she found a way to bring a variety of passions together and turn them into purpose. Eve, once again, welcome to the Randy Light Experience. How are you today?
Good, and it's great to be here talking to you, Randy.
Oh, I'm so excited because I just think you're one of the most creative people. So we're so appreciative that you're here today, and we're going to dive right into the Randy Light Experience in just a moment. And Eve's going to share her story and insights to turning your passion into a purpose, as well as 6 social media tips to assist you in getting results with social media. But before we do that, I want to encourage you, whether you are listening live or listening to the recording, to hit that like button or hit that love button, or even send some of those bubbles across the screen. We really enjoy those little bubbles. Also, leave comments below. It's good for you to get involved. Say hello, write your name, let us know where you're from. You can even leave some questions. We really want your participation in the show, and it'll help you remember everything that you're learning. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do before we get into the show is to hit that share button right now. Hit that share button and let's spread this light and this experience with as many people as we can. So Eve, what is Dig the Dunes and why did you create it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me on this show. But Dig the Dunes it really just started as a Facebook page where I was sharing pictures of the beach. It was a passion of mine, and I really enjoyed it. So I would go out to the beach every day and take pictures and then share it. And people really seemed to like it. So because of that, I realized how many people liked this area and wanted to learn more about it. And I decided to start Dig the Dunes, which I call a social media platform, which actually now has evolved into even more because I do all sorts of events and fun things as well. So it really is a full organization. But we promote all different things in the area, everything from beaches and trails to people, events, places, restaurants, shops. We have a blog. We have all different writers, photographers, and yeah, this year we've really started doing a bunch of fun events that are centered around the dunes and bringing people to different fun locations in the area.
Well, what made you decide? I mean, I love what you do. I remember when I got an email saying the 10 best places to eat outdoors. And I'm like, really? I love knowing where to eat outdoors. So what made you, I mean, where do you get these creative ideas? I just think you just come up with all these things, and the next thing I know, you're doing something really awesome. So where do you get these creative ideas from?
Well, a lot of times I'm just listening to what people want, and then it's usually something that I want to know as well. So, for example, that outdoor patio one, I personally was just curious to know, I wonder what the top 20 patios are. And I didn't find any other resources out there that had that. So I thought, well, I'll just figure it out myself. So I started asking people and getting different tips from people, and just put it together. And so that's sort of how I get my ideas. I kind of listen to what I would want to know, and then I listen around to what other people want to know, and just go on out there and put it out for people.
So what do you mean by listen?
Really, I just went, because I am on social media a lot, I see different questions from people. And now, actually, as Dig the Dunes has grown, people will come right to me. They will message me. They'll ask me about certain trails. They've asked me about kid-friendly trails. They've asked me about dog-friendly areas. So I know there's a need for that, and there needs to be out there and easy for people to follow.
I think it's fascinating when I meet people, or I don't even necessarily have to meet them, but I got to meet you, who I don't know if you accidentally found a niche, a thing that needed to be filled. And it just evolved. How did you do that? I mean, did you have in the back of your head, when did you know, or when did you start really thinking you would do this and this is what it would morph into? And you found a niche,
Yeah, I did. And actually, you used two words that I like to say, because you just used evolve and morph. And that's really what Dig the Dunes does. So really, every year it changes a little bit. I reevaluate things. I look at what I'm enjoying out of it. If there's something that I feel like I'm not really enjoying, then I'm thinking that it's not going to, the other people are probably not enjoying it as much either. So then I might change something a little bit. For example, like I was saying, this past year, we really pushed the events. So I got together with an old friend of mine, and we did a bunch of beach glass events, where we created art out of beach glass. And it was just, we couldn't believe how many people liked that. And we were selling the events out left and right, like 1 or 2 a week sometimes. And because I think we had so much fun doing it, it really showed off. We were casual, we were relaxed while we were doing it, and everybody just really enjoyed it. So Dig the Dunes is always going to be growing and changing and evolving, and it's going to go with, it's going to go with the way social media is going and how I need to change it. If something now, I'm a lot more active on Instagram than I was 2 or 3 years ago. Doing Facebook Live, things like that. So that sort of thing is always going to change, but it's always with something that I enjoy doing, so that I can share that and it resonates off of me.
And speaking of enjoy doing, I mean, that's what passion is. If it's something, in my mind, if it's something that we enjoy doing, it's something that we're passionate about. There may be other things that we don't enjoy doing that we're passionate about, but today's show is about turning your passion into a purpose. So when did you realize that's what you were doing, or all along, did it just keep amplifying? You just were doing things that you loved. What were you passionate about before? Share some.
Right. I almost didn't really know what my passion was before. And then it started, once I started doing this, I really enjoyed it. And then seeing people's reaction was really fueling my passion as well. To see people say, keep doing it. We love seeing the pictures. Please keep sharing this sort of thing. So that was really fueling my passion then. And then getting out and exploring new trails and hiking, all of that just became my passion as well. And then being able to share that was what really helped, is what turned it into a purpose.
Because you could get people inspired to do things that you love.
Right. Like someone will tell me, oh, wow, I never knew that trail was out there. Thank you so much for sharing it. Now I was able to go out and explore it. And so that to me is turning my passion into a purpose, because now my purpose is letting people know about all these fun, cool things in the area that we live.
So what do you suggest people do to turn their passion into a purpose?
Well, I think you really first have to figure out what your passion is. You have to find something that you enjoy doing. You have to find something that makes you smile. You have to find something that when you get out of bed, you're not just going to work because that's what you have to do. You have to find anything, even if it is not with work, maybe it's a hobby, just find something that you really enjoy. And that's the hard part, I think, figuring out what that is. And it took me 45 years, before I figured that out. But once you do, then that's where you can start moving forward and turning it more into a purpose and utilizing it.
So do you feel like you happened upon it, or you just, I mean, there was a moment that something shifted for you.
Yeah, and I do really sort of feel like I just happened upon it because I wasn't sure. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a graphic designer before in advertising. I knew I was always creative, but there was something that was missing. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what it was. And then once I started doing this, I was able to just bring together different things that I really liked, and I did stumble upon it just because it was started with a picture. Who would have thought that just taking pictures of the beach would have turned into this? But I stumbled on it, and then I just wanted to keep it growing. And I also, I'm a big immediate gratification, works very well with me. So social media is good for that, because when I post something and I see, a certain amount of people liking it, which means, come on, guys, let's like this live page now. Then that fuels me a little bit and wants me to keep going and makes me happy.
Hey, you guys, if you're listening and you're listening to what Eve is saying and what I'm sharing with you, hit that little button there. There's a love button, send some of the bubbles, just play around with it while you're listening to it, because there are some viewers, but we need some reactions or comments. That's always great. Say hello. We want to know that you're here and you're participating. We want your participation. So please hit one of those little buttons down there. If you can't figure it out, you'll figure it out next time. And, Eve, I appreciate a lot of the things you're saying. I know as a hypnotherapist that I help people break through fears so that they can move forward and do something that they're passionate about. I also work with people who don't know. They want to know why they're here. And your purpose is your passion, and your passion is your purpose. That's what I believe. What do you love? And so getting tuned into what you love to do, what you love to be around, what you love. Like, I love dancing. I love live music. But I also love helping people. I've always had this deep desire to save the world. That's what I used to say, save the planet. But now I like to say that I like to raise the consciousness of humanity and move it forward. And that's my passion. And that's part of why I'm doing this Facebook Live event. I started doing this because I met some people who had overcome diseases. And I was like, oh my God, how did you do that? I want to know, and I want people to know that they could overcome diseases. Oh, maybe I could start this Facebook Live show. But then I realized it could be much broader than that. And there's a lot of different avenues. So I really appreciate you sharing today. Did you have any fears? Did you have any trepidation?
Well, there always is. I mean, you never know if people are going to like what you're doing. When I especially when I'm planning bigger events, I have fear that no one's going to show up. But it's usually, so far, everything has gone well. And I just feel like by sharing all these different places to people, it's been really helping. And it's helpful for me, too, because I'm learning about new places. There's so many cool places around here to go to. And so far, everything's been going pretty well. I have had to overcome different things. I'm sort of a control freak, so I've had to let go a little bit and share. And I have a great group of photographers and writers and people that are helping me out now. And so having them come in and me stepping back a little bit for certain things, that's really helped. And it's helping me to grow as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're facing your fears. You're feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You're being courageous and vulnerable. That's what I like to say, and I honor you for that. But you always come up with all these more ideas too. I hire coaches, and I mean, I am even offering to people, to you and anyone on the show today, a complimentary coaching session, because I believe in the power of coaching. But I feel like you just sit back and you're your own coach and you come up with all these creative ideas. Do you sit down and say, I'm going to come up with a creative idea today? Do you stop and say, what can I do? I mean, what do you do to get into that state so that you can create?
A lot of times it just comes to me. And so I am actually a big runner. And so a lot of times I'm out usually running the beaches or running the trails where I'm right out there in nature. And that's when the thoughts just start coming. And so then an idea may come, and sometimes it's a bad idea. And I might run it off a few people. I might mention it to my husband or someone else. And I can see in the look in their eyes if they're like, no, you probably don't want to do that one. But if I get a good reaction, then I just go for it. And then one of my problems is that I get a little too excited about it. So I'm just ready to go. So as soon as I have that idea rolling, I just start writing it down and getting it all figured out, figuring out the cost for different things, and just going with it. And then so far so good. But yeah, like I said, it seems like it evolves and morphs into different things. We have merchandise now, and so that sort of thing that's changing. And where do I sell the merchandise? And I might not be as familiar with that kind of thing, but it just seems like it's flowing well.
That's awesome. Well, in just a moment, we're going to hear your 6 social media tips, and we're also going to get hypnotized. So if you are multitasking, very soon you might want to stop what you're doing, because the hypnosis process is a closed-eye process and can help you get in touch with your passion and help you feel great. So why don't we get a couple of those 6 steps or those 6 strategies right now and get started on them. And I'm going to encourage the people who are watching to hit a bubble or say hello, something like that.
I want to know you're out there.
Yes, I know sometimes we're a little bit shy. All my animals are surrounding me. It's so funny when we're doing this. So yes, go ahead now and share with us those 6 steps, and then we're going to do the hypnosis part. So go ahead and sit down. You might want to write down some of her insights right now.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking some of the things that are important to me when I'm doing the social media management aspect of my job. And the first tip I have is to post daily. So if you are a small business, or if you have a small business, one thing that you want to do is make sure that you post daily, because the algorithms now on Facebook and Instagram, they will forget about you, and you may have 2,000 followers, but if you don't post daily, you may only have 50, 75 people seeing what you're posting. And so you want to just keep that going.
And even I've been told that if people comment right now, that makes the Facebook algorithms look at things. So when people comment on your posts, not just on Facebook Live, when they comment on your post, that makes them say, hey, pay attention, this is important.
Right. And that's why I think a lot of my posts do well, because when people see, and that brings me to the next point, when they see the pictures of the beach or a picture of a trail, they want to comment on that and they want to like it. So that means more people are seeing it. So a big thing that I do, point number 2, is that I'm not too salesy. Now, every once in a while, I might want to throw something in. I might have something, a new t-shirt I want to try to sell. But I try to just lightly put that in between a bunch of other posts that are more the pictures, or telling people about a new event, or one of the blog posts that's, writing about the patios or things like that. So you just want to stay at a minimum with the sales posts. And then the other thing is a little bit more for hashtag and Twitter, but you don't want to go crazy with the hashtags. I know hashtags can be confusing to a lot of people. And if anybody has any questions on that, feel free to ask. But I usually keep it to about 8 to 10 on Instagram, and really just like 2 on Twitter. And I don't even really use the hashtags on Facebook. I will see that sometimes, and I have read multiple times that hashtags on Facebook can be distracting. So really, if you want to do it, just do it sort of as a fun hashtag. You don't want to just, it's not going to serve too much of a purpose there. And then practice makes perfect. There's always something new happening on social media. I know it scares a lot of people when they see, you know, like the Instagram story was something new and people didn't really want to try it out, but just give it a try, practice. The nice thing about it is it kind of goes, people don't pay attention all the time. So it's not like everybody's staring at you and what you're posting. You just want to give it a try, and then you'll get used to it and you'll get comfortable, and then you can start utilizing. Interacting on social media is very important. Like we said before, the comments help. So if somebody does ask a comment, you definitely want to respond. You don't want to just leave that hanging. So make sure that if somebody likes something or comments, that you answer them and you are there for them. And then the last thing is just to have fun. Just go ahead and make sure that when you are on social media, it doesn't feel too much like work, because then you will not do a good job. You'll want to just have fun, post things that you think people want to see, and explore a little bit with it and enjoy it. So those are my 6 top tips.
Thank you. That's awesome. I really encourage everyone to do some of the things that she suggested today. Just get out there, be much more playful. And after the hypnosis session, in just a moment, you might actually be more confident, because hypnosis is great for that. So in just a moment, I'm going to do a closed eye process with everybody. So if you're multitasking, I'm going to tell you or suggest that you take a moment now to sit down or lay back, and I'm going to actually ask you to close your eyes and do some breathing and deliver some suggestions. And research says that a suggestion given in a hypnotic state, even one time, can have the same effect as long-term conditioning and practice. So let's do it. Let's make you feel good and fantastic. So go ahead now and close your eyes, everybody. Take a moment to go ahead and sit back or sit up straight and close your eyes. And the next breath in, take a deep breath in and hold your breath in for as long as you comfortably can. And look up above your eyebrows, up at your, what I call your third eye. And then lower your eyeballs. Tell yourself to relax and see and hear and feel a healing sound wave flowing through you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And we're going to do that a couple of more times. So next breath in, take a deep breath in, hold it in for as long as you comfortably can. Then look up above your eyebrows, up into your third eye, into your higher self, connecting with your higher self and your intuition. Then lower your eyeballs and imagine a very healing sound wave flowing through you from the top of your head all the way to your toes. And let's do that one more time. A deep belly breath in, holding your breath in, looking up at that third eye, connecting with your higher self and your intuition. And then lower your eyeballs. Tell yourself relax and feel a healing sound wave flowing through you, taking you deeper and deeper to a place inside you where things change, where things heal, and where insight lives. Good. Now you can continue to deep breathe or resume normal breathing, or both. Either way, begin to pay very close attention to the sound of my voice. And take a moment now to focus your breathing on your heart, so that the next time you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in through your heart. And as you breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your heart. Just keep focusing your breathing on your heart. And as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing in through your heart. And as you breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your heart. This awakens your heart's intelligence. And go ahead and imagine that you're breathing in love, unconditional love, universal love. You're breathing in love and out love, into your heart and out, so it's in you and around you. Keep doing that, and then invite your heart to open. And then see and hear and feel your heart opening, maybe like a rosebud opening into a magnificent red or purple rose. Or maybe like a door opening, tunnel flowing, or vortex spinning. See, hear, and feel your heart opening, and just continue breathing in and out as if you're breathing in and out through your heart. And to amplify a wonderful feeling, choose a moment in your life when you felt a loving feeling, either very loved or very loving. Now, it could have been yesterday or many years ago. It could have been petting an animal or being held or holding someone. So you get to time travel back to that memory, to relive it, to connect with that feeling of love, that state. So I'm going to count backwards, allow each number to relax you and deepen you. And when I snap my fingers, arrive in that memory. With a count of 3, double your relaxation and go back in time to that wonderful, loving memory. 2, back in time, and with a count of 1, go ahead now and be in that memory. And then rewind it. Make it even bigger and brighter. See, hear, and feel the details, and feel that love, unconditional love. Feel that love. Breathe it into your heart. Breathe it into your cells. You can keep rewinding it and replaying it, but feel this wonderful feeling of love or joy or appreciation. And when you are in this relaxed and focused state with your heart open, discovering something, a moment where you felt very loving or loved, it's easier for you to connect with your purpose and your passion, to discover things that you loved as a child. You can remember, maybe it is hiking on the beach. Maybe it is going on vacations. Maybe it is spending time with people or dancing or playing music or listening to live music. Maybe it is raising the consciousness of humanity. Take a moment to think about what you love, and go ahead and set an intention for something you want to have or be or feel or achieve or learn or even experience. Right now, set an intention in the positive. You've got a great feeling and you can state an intention, something that you want for your life. Maybe you want to know what your purpose is. Maybe you want to know what your passion is. Maybe you want to know how to turn it into something where you can make a living being your best version of yourself. So state an intention. You can state more than one, but in a relaxed and focused state with your heart open and you set your intention, you've got a great feeling. Take a moment to vividly imagine your intentions as if they already exist. Feel what it feels like to be living your passion. Feel what it feels like to be posting on social media, just doing it. You're courageous, you're vulnerable and courageous. They go hand in hand, but you're doing it. You're doing it. You feel the fear, but you do it anyway. And so you can take pride and you can enjoy who you are. So vividly imagine the end results, the desired outcomes with this great feeling. And then come up with 1 or 2 tasks that you can do to achieve them. Maybe it is doing self-hypnosis. Maybe it is talking to people. 1 or 2 or 3 tasks. Vividly imagine yourself doing them. You might see it or hear it or feel it. And there you go. There's your hypnotic enhancer so that you can sleep great and feel great from this moment forward. Recognize from this moment forward, you are so much more calm, confident, and in control. Now, it is time for you to come back into your body, but come back into this moment, feeling absolutely wonderful. I'll count from 1 to 3. When I get to 3, you'll open your eyes like energized, like you had an incredible power nap. So with the count of 1, take a big, deep energy breath in. 2, speeding up with a lot of confidence and peace. And with the count of 3, open those eyes. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Hi.
I'm back.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Excellent. Eve, you've been a wonderful guest today. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your passion, and how you created all that you've created. If people want to become members of Dig the Dunes or reach out to you in some way to find out about social media, possibly even hire you, how can they get a hold of you?
The best thing I would suggest is to go to digthedunes.com. All the information is there. You could also message me at eve@digthedunes.com. But yeah, we do have, along with our blogs and everything that I've mentioned, we also do have a new passport program, which is really fun. And everybody should do it. It's a great way to explore the area. If you go to digthedunes.com, you'll see a little section there that says Become a Dooney. And on there, you can see the passport. It has lots of savings, too. So you could get discounts at a bunch of the breweries in the area and different restaurants and shops. And it's just a fun little piece. And you also get a sticker with it, too. So
nice. I love this place. So I encourage you, whether if you live nearby or if you want to visit the dunes, this is a beautiful, magical place. We've got Lake Michigan and we're surrounded by dunes and lots of trees. So I encourage you to join Dig the Dunes, reach out to Eve if you've got questions. And if you want to connect with me more, you can go to my website on randylight.org. I've got a new one coming up, randylighthypnosis.com. They're both live, so you can visit them. But definitely like my Facebook page, Enlightened Living with Randy Light. Reach out to me because I'm offering, for those of you listening right now, a complimentary coaching session. I'm going to do it for a few of these Facebook Lives and then I'll change it to something else. But if you want rapid results, if you want to break through something, then private message me or go to one of the websites and you can get a 20 to 30 minute rapid coaching call with me, randylight.org or randylighthypnosis.com. You can just look up Randy Light. So you have been a great guest. I want to share with everybody that we're doing this every week. The Randy Light Experience will get hypnotized every week. And our guest next week is Shelly Stockwell Nicholas. She is a world-renowned hypnotherapist. She's the president of the International Hypnosis Federation. She's been on David Letterman and all kinds of things. And she is going to share the secret of peak performance. So I hope to see you all next Tuesday, the 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it live on the Randy Light Experience on Enlightened Living with Randy Light. You'll also be able to catch it on my website and YouTube. Eve, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye for now, everybody. Take care.